I had a few old ghosts in the evening, a solemn deposition in coats and scarves. I still thought of them as the girls, Christine, Sarah, Fran. We were a tight four at one point, taking the piss out of each other religiously, confiding at the bus stop in our Cortel V-necks, high-spirited, insane for mascara, a bit valiant, desperate to trespass. Christine reigned over us, glossy in her looks and personality. She was snow-whitish in appearance, only more turbulent in character. Sharp, smart, clever, quite clever. And you were a bit amazed when she liked you, alarmed even, as you were buoyed by the flattery. I once used the word traitorous in front of her, which isn't much of a word, and I regretted it for weeks, although it is in the dictionary. She has softened slightly. The sarcasm's gone out of her. 30 years ago, her husband Luke left her with 2 small children, surprising everyone. Then, 9 years later, he wrote a letter on blue paper, asking to come home. Just like that. I hadn't seen her for a long time, but she rang me and we met to discuss it. It was cold and windy, but she wanted to walk. She felt the rhythm of walking would help things fall into place. That, and the bracing light. I brought an exercise book and 2 sharp pencils, and we sat on a broken slatted bench in Finsbury Park, the edges of our knees lightly touching. Christine had dressed for the occasion, wine-coloured Spanish boots and a good-looking raincoat that flapped in the wind. And we made 2 columns, one for yes and one for no. I didn't contribute much, wasn't sure how to frame myself, but I nodded loyally at intervals, took pains not to inflame any outrage. We had no trouble filling the no column. He put raw onion in the salad, undid his filthy bike onto the kitchen table, and that wasn't the half of it. Still, she took him back. A mistake, I thought, when the trust was gone. If he had done it once, she said, well, 3 times that she knew of. He was the kind of man for whom everyday life involved a series of evasions. Secrets and hiding were second nature to him, subtle vanishing acts. He valued his privacy so much, he didn't even like being asked how he was. "Do you ever run into him, round and about?" she said. "No," I shook my head. He told me once he had a horror of unlived life, which I could only translate as a disdain for the ties of home. But he had a startling way of making you less uninteresting to yourself at the end of the day, or in the morning.